Hi, hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of बात से बात with Ardon. उम्मीद करता हूँ आप सब ठीक ठाक होंगे, खैरियत से होंगे, मजे में होंगे और अपने अपने घरों में महफूज होंगे। सबसे पहले गुज़िश्ता ईद मुबारक गो कि ये ईद बाकी ईद की तरह नहीं थी, but still we're hopeful and we'll pray that next year we'll celebrate the Eid with the same spirit जिसे हम पिछले सालों से करते आ रहे हैं. Today, the guest that will be joining us, he is an RJ on City FM 89. He is a voiceover artist, a voice actor, and he has been in this field for over 2 decades now. So yes, I'm actually looking forward to it. थोड़ा I'm excited and nervous as well. लेकिन without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's have and there we go. Hello, Wes.
Hello, Ardon. Thank you very much for inviting me on your show. I am honored. I haven't done an interview in a long time, so I'm a little rusty. So I think you need to help me out during the next, minutes that we have with
Oh,
you. I
right.
usually get before doing anything I do as well, like a radio show or TV or Facebook or Instagram, and I get this weird feeling like I'm gonna throw up. And even
Ooh.
after 20 years, even after 20 years, I get this weird feeling like, oh boy, somebody put a garbage can near beside me because something's going to go down. The first, it's
I have
only
one right
30
there.
seconds. Yeah, good for you. So after 20, 30 seconds, you feel better and you get into the groove. But no, thank you very much for inviting me on your show.
Actually, thank you very much for taking out time. Or I know you do have a very busy schedule. वैसे everything is closed. Or what's your routine nowadays? How are you
Oh,
spending your time?
so my routine has changed a little bit because pick and drop khatam ho gaya school ka. So
Mhm.
so I get a little bit more time to focus on myself and do more work because well pick and drop mina I wasn't giving it would take away time from my studio. So the last 2 months I was able to work harder, work longer, and
Oh,
my wife is a teacher. She was at home because the schools are closed. Though with her taking care of the house and her taking care of the kids, I've just been working for the last 2 months, very hard. And
wow.
when you say I'm busy, you're right, man, dude. You have no idea how busy I was. Today is free though. I completely
Ah,
emptied my schedule for you today though.
wow, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Means a lot. Means a lot. और I'm pretty sure that the next 40 minutes are going to be very fruitful for not only me but for everyone who's listening and watching. और बाद में भी काफी लोग recording देखेंगे.
I hope so.
So yes, hope so. So I'd love to know, Wes, how
Yeah.
did you start your journey? Just talk us through from that very first day when you realized you have a magical voice, and then that first day when you entered the studio.
I don't think I have a magical voice. I don't think I have a magical voice. I think my voice is pretty normal. But I think I think I wanted to be on radio and do stuff on radio since I was a kid because I used to tape over Casey Kasem's show, and I used to
Hmm.
he had a show called American Top 40, and he had all the latest songs, and I would record them on cassettes and I would send them to my cousins in Pakistan when I was in Canada growing up.
Well,
And then, I instead of Casey Kasem's voice, I would put my voice on top and I'd act like a DJ. So that's my first foray
hmm,
into radio. Then when I was like about
wow.
17, yeah, it was a long time ago. Then and when I was like 17, I walked into a radio station because somebody said, "Hey, you should audition." So I auditioned. They never hired me at Radio Pakistan then because I was, too young. But then I think it was around the time when I was 21, and I got introduced to some people at FM 101, and I
Hmm.
started there, and that's where my journey began. This was 1998. This was November, December 1998, and
I
I
was 4 years
started.
old.
How old were you?
4 years.
Oh my God, dude! So when you were 4 years old, I had my first show called Much Music, and it was an English show on
Wow.
FM 101. और सिर्फ दो चैनल होते थे पाकिस्तान में FM stations होते थे आपका station FM 100 or FM 101 which was a government run radio station run by Radio Pakistan. So
Hmm.
then I worked with FM 100 for 5 years, and then I also worked with Radio Pakistan as a English newscaster.
Mhm.
And yeah, I used to do the international English news for a little bit, like at like 5 in the morning. So that was quite an experience.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. So, so by the time you were like 9 years old, I joined City FM 89.
Right.
This is gonna be a reference for the whole show. Your life is gonna be a reference for my life. So by the time you were in grade 3, started, you know, learning math and subtraction and division, I started the breakfast show on City FM 89. So I
Right.
started the breakfast show, and I did the breakfast show for, and the breakfast show became very popular, and a lot of people started listening to morning drive time again. So I'm very happy to play a part in getting people back on radio and listening to radio. And what I think it's been, I just celebrated my 16th anniversary with City FM 89 this month.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah,
I did see their post last year when they had
15th
posted
anniversary,
that 15
big one.
years of.
Yeah, that was big. It was huge. I, I I don't know if it's an accomplishment. It
It
kind of
was.
feels lazy. Like you just stuck with one company and you just waited for everyone else to leave, and you were the last one left, so we can celebrate that. I don't know if that's something to celebrate, but I kind of felt pretty good. I was like, yeah, well, 15 years is nothing to
Oh.
sneeze at. So hopefully it'll be 30. So I'm looking for, first I set my goal at 10 and then 15. I was like, oh, dude, I made it to 15. Maybe I'll make it to 20 in another 5 years. So I set myself a goal of, staying with City FM 89 for at least 30 years. So let's see what happens. हो
Ah.
सकता है 30 साल बाद मुझे कोई प्लॉट चला दें कि जी आपने 30 साल काम किया, ये
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया है ना.
कोई दे दे, कुछ कोई सोफा सेट दे दे, कोई पता नहीं. You never know.
Oh, yeah, there's always a first time. I mean,
Yeah.
वो कभी भी हो सकता है, कभी भी हो सकता है.
Yeah.
So, 20 years of journey. इसका for those
Yeah.
for like me
Yeah.
or for those who are planning to come into this field,
Yeah.
what would be your tips to them? I mean, how can they become a good RJ, and how can they, polish their voice, polish their vocal cord, in order to be clear with what they're saying, be fluent, be their mind should be clear as to what they have to say, and above all, how can they engage their audience?
It sounds like a description of all the things that I am not. I am not clear on radio. I never have a complete thought. I'm all over the place. I ramble too much.
मैंने
But
मैंने रेडियो मैंने मास्टर क्लास सुनी है. ये 5 एपिसोड्स का निचोड़ है.
So I'll give you, I'll try my best to give you and your listeners tips on these things. Number one, when it comes to your voice, some people, कुछ लोग अपनी voice बना के बोलते हैं. So that, unless you're a very, 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 very good actor and and can keep acting all the time when you're on air, do
पकड़े ना
that.
जाओ.
But my just be natural, okay?
Exactly.
And yes, there is something called a radio voice. And the radio voice is basically enunciating specific words and lingering on words and giving emphasis on words and being over dramatic with, words. That's all you have to play with, right? You only have words and speech to play with. So you slow you down, you speed up. When you're happy, you sound excited. So you go into a very high pitch and you're like, yay, woo, exactly. And these are just try to be natural, and that getting the radio voice is just being conscientious of the words that you're saying and elongating them and focusing on them. Like instead of saying it's cold outside, you could say, "Ooh, it's cold outside," or it's, "Oh man, it's really hot outside," instead of just saying it's hot outside. So that's
Hmm.
one tip, and that's one trick. And the second thing I would say is that I think it's, if you want to be a good RJ or a good presenter or a good host, if you're targeting the radio field, I think it's important to learn technology. I think it's very important to learn how to use the panel properly. I think it's very
Hmm.
important to learn how a microphone works. You should know the difference between a dynamic microphone, a condenser microphone, a lavalier microphone, an iPhone microphone. You should know technology. You should know systems. You should know what scheduling software is. You should know what broadcasting software is. You should know what streaming software is. Like Ardon, you know what streaming software is because you use it for this interview. So
Exactly.
you're very well versed with technology. People should be like you. People should know audio editing software very well. I think if you're on radio and you don't know how to edit your voice or like do editing on a recording, that's one major skill that you're lacking, and that's a skill that you should have. Then
बिल्कुल.
further
और
on, go ahead.
yeah, and one recommendation for that, जो सुन रहे हैं, मतलब I'm personally using Adobe Audition, and I've found that very very helpful. uh, बंदे को क्या से क्या बना देता है.
And if
So I mean,
if you want a career, if you want a career in radio and voice acting, तो आपको Adobe Audition का master बनना पड़ेगा. Or you need to know cutting, editing, deleting, normalizing, using a noise gate, using noise reduction properly, adding an
exactly.
equalizer, doing dynamic processing, limiting, and you should know the theory behind audio कि कितने decibels पे आपने आवाज रिकॉर्ड करनी है, कितने डेसिबल्स पे आपने डिलीवर करना है, कितने डेसिबल्स पे आपने मिक्सिंग करनी है. Mixing is something else that goes further into commercial production. But I
Hmm.
think अच्छा ये लोग RJs और presenters और ये इस लाइन पे नहीं आते. And I'm very surprised कि सबसे पहले आपको Adobe Audition सीखना चाहिए, क्योंकि आपने अपनी आवाज रिकॉर्ड करनी है. So you need to know how to manipulate it and use it and deliver it, right? Because that's how you're going
बिल्कुल.
to do your job. Part of your job.
Exactly.
It's like, to be, a truck driver, you need to know how to drive a truck. So you need
Exactly.
to have a truck. Being on radio, you need to know these things. Baki, other than that, I think it's important to learn from others and listen to other RJs that you like and presenters that you like, and find out what their tips and tricks are, and just emulate them. That's the best advice I can give for somebody who wants to pursue a career in radio. I learned from people I listen to, you learn from people you listen to, and hopefully people out there will learn from people that they like and they like to listen to, you know?
Exactly. अच्छा,
Yeah.
अब इसमें एक और चीज है. You're a voice actor.
Yeah.
एक बड़ा जरूरी कंपोनेंट इसके अंदर होता है, and that's character building.
Yeah.
uh, how do you go about that, मतलब depending on different moods, like you're happy and you're sad and you're angry, I mean, those kinds of things. So how do you come about it, or for those listening, किस तरह से वो practice कर सकते हैं ये चीज?
Okay, so
Character building.
when you're a when you're a voice actor and when you build a character, you need to ask yourself a lot of questions. You need to ask yourself, and you need to create a backstory of the character. Making a character is a very interesting process.
Yes.
I make characters for myself. I make characters in Urdu, in English. I've done characters for other people. They give you details. कि ये बंदा कहाँ से आया है. Like let's say you're portraying a 30-year-old male.
Hmm.
Where did he come from? What did he study? What is his, what's he thinking right now? I did two characters in a small like audio play of a horror story, and then I did some monster characters, right? And
Hmm.
one of the characters, the way I built one character was, I imagined he was from California. I imagined he was really laid back, and I imagined that he was one of those people who would really think before he said something. And the other character was kind of an opposite. He was a little hyperactive, and he was more frustrated all the time. So he had a very so when I think of these things about the character, कि वो कहाँ से आया, वो क्या खाता है, वो क्या पीता है, उसकी शक्ल कैसे होगी, अपने ज़हन में लाता हूँ. So I get this character in my head, and then my character that I made for this one project, was really laid back. So he's like, "Hey man, do you think we should go inside and check it out?" And the other character was like, "Come on, man, hurry up!" And he had this southern accent. I think I gave him a Midwestern accent, and I gave the other dude like a California accent. So it's important to like imagine कि इसने
And observe.
सुबह उठ के क्या किया होगा, that character that you're about to portray. And for me, it takes a little bit of time and a little bit of effort. Sometimes I have to do like for example, like a French Canadian accent. Sometimes I have to do a German accent. This morning, a client asked me to do a Sri Lankan accent. So I imagined,
Okay.
a Sri Lankan American English accent. So I imagined this person from Colombo, and I imagined this person had a private education. Okay, so he had this
Mhm.
colonial, little bit of British, little bit of Indian accent, you know. And I did this whole commercial for the product was sandalwood perfume.
Okay.
Serious. This is a
Right.
serious. It sounds funny, but it was a serious commercial that I did, and I sent that to him this morning because he was very happy with the demo I sent him like 2 days ago of this character that I created. But you really have to imagine where the person went to school. Like you have to imagine where this person went to school. That you're portraying.
Hmm.
Just like little things help you build the character. You're an actor.
Right.
You know the process. You know how it takes a long time to get into the head of the person, right? एकदम नहीं
Exactly.
होता.
बिल्कुल और
Yeah.
मतलब इसमें बहुत ज्यादा आप यू नीड टू कीप ऑब्जर्विंग फर्क फर्क प्रोफेशन के लोग लेबर एक दफा मुझे करना पड़ गया था एक फ्रूट फ्रूट वाले का रोल कि वो किस तरह से बेच रहा होता है
Yeah.
तो मतलब
Okay. Yeah.
वो भी ऑब्जर्वेशन के बाद फिर आई कुड डेवलप दैट
Observation.
कैरेक्टर
I love observing people. I was watching this YouTube video of two twins, and they're really dumb. These twins are really stupid. They have millions of like followers and subscribers, and they do the dumbest crap on YouTube, but it's so funny. And both
दैट्स व्हाई दे आर फेमस
twins, yeah, that's why they're famous. But no, I watched them, and I was inspired to create a character, and I wrote this stuff down. That first of all, they had Brooklyn accents, but they sounded like Valley girls. Do you know what a Valley girl sounds like? So a
नो
Valley girl sounds uh, like when you watch like those American TV shows, it's like, oh my God, what are you
All
doing?
right,
Is
right,
that
okay.
Valley Girl? Right? So these
Uh-huh.
young men had they had Brooklyn accents, they had Valley Girl type mentality, and they couldn't pronounce an R. So they would always be um, "Well, are you going?" And their R was always like cut off for some reason. So I developed a character with a Brooklyn accent, Valley Girl demeanor, and they couldn't pronounce an R. And I wrote all this down, and now that's my characters. Don't steal it. So don't steal
Okay.
my character. The next time I probably do like a voice for a cartoon or something. So I have these notes in my head. I can create a character out of watching these twins on YouTube, you know? So
Hmm.
you're right. You get inspired by looking at other people, and observation is one great source of inspiration.
Yeah, so I mean, what's that one thing apart from all this, what's that one thing that you've learned during this crisis? I'm sorry, I'm going off the topic, लेकिन ये एकदम ना मुझे click किया.
I learned that
Uh,
there is, okay, this is going to sound really mean, okay? But I learned that there is prosperity and adversity, and where many people choose to, many people lose their jobs, and many people's businesses are affected. You can go completely opposite, and take advantage. And if you have a positive outlook, uh, you can you can do more. For example, I'll give you, मैं अपनी example देता हूँ. So uh, when the lockdown happened, businesses closed, advertising stopped. So I stopped getting voiceovers from my clients all across Pakistan, because कोई रेडियो कमर्शियल नहीं बन रहा था, कोई टीवी कमर्शियल नहीं बना रहा, कोई डॉक्यूमेंट्री नहीं बना रहा, काम बंद हो गया, ठप हो गया. Okay, so I decided to look elsewhere for work, and जब न्यूयॉर्क में लॉकडाउन हुआ, तो the social services of New York needed to update their IVR with messages about, in Urdu, for people picking up their social security checks. Cha-ching. Wes Malik made money. So you're not making money
oh,
from there, start making money in New York, right? So that's what I learned, that you can work hard, and you just, I learned a lot of things. That's the first thing I learned. Okay.
hmm.
The second thing I learned, Arden, is, do you mind if we get really philosophical for a second? Do you mind?
Please, 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 please,
Okay.
please.
Okay. I learned that human beings do not like or accept change in the least. You tell people to work from home, and you tell people to go home, and you can't go out, but the grocery store is open, the petrol pump is open, the pharmacy is open, just schools are closed, essential businesses are closed, shopping centers are closed, and people are like, "Oh, I can go out."
सब बंद है.
Like, "Oh, मेरी दुनिया खराब हो गई है, मैं बर्बाद हो गया, अभी ये हो गया, मैं वो हो गया." And people are not going to like what I say, but there's a lot of people, and this is only valid and true for people who are well off. Well off people are just crybabies. You like I take this. The last 2 months we've been at home. Kids have been at home.
Hmm.
My wife has been. It's like a vacation. We've been socially distancing. We haven't gone out except for groceries and pharmacy. We have not gone out anywhere. Even on Eid, I didn't meet my family. I met my sister in her backyard for like 10 minutes. That's it. Dur dur se. My brother came. I
Oh.
let him inside the house. मैंने उसको corner वाले sofa पे बैठा दिया, and then said bye bye to him in like 10 minutes. I was like, so my thing is, my point is, what I learned is human beings cannot handle any type of change, and that scares me, because we need to change if we want to fix the earth, in terms of climate change, in terms of politics, in terms of systems. We're just too entrenched in what we have in our day to day, and we don't want to change it. We don't accept any change. And it's scary and it bothers me. And, there's protests happening. There were protests in Pakistan, there were protests in America, there were protests all over the world, saying open up, close this lockdown. This lockdown is
Yeah.
not necessary. There's a lot of fake news being, there's a lot of weird media being disseminated, a lot of, weird facts and weird videos, and just fake doctors, sending out videos saying. So I learned that, human beings don't like change at all, and you can't change. So that kind of leaves me a little pessimistic in terms of, where the earth is going. I also learned that when it comes to helping people, there's a lot of people who are ready at an instant to come to the aid of other human beings.
Very
In my
true.
circle, my friends have been organizing food drives. We have been taking care of orphans. I have a cousin who is, mashallah, Allah Ta'ala ne usko bahut diya. So he's taking care of 300 families in our village.
Wow.
So he's taking care of food and everything, and people are helping him, and he's helping from his own pocket. So people coming together in times like this, shows the human spirit. I learned that जिन लोगों के पास सबसे कम होता है, वो लोग सबसे ज्यादा देते हैं. अब जिस तरह मेरे दोस्त हैं,
Yes.
वो मेरी तरह नॉर्मल,
Yes.
मिडिल क्लास है, एंड आई नो कि मिडिल क्लास की स्ट्रगल कितनी होती है जब बिजली का बिल आता है या कोई चीज होती है या बच्चों की फीसें देनी पड़ती हैं, तो एक बोझ होता है. मगर वो लोग, मेरे मेरे
Good.
दोस्त, मेरे जितने भी जानने वाले हैं, मेरे जैसे लोग, वो सबसे ज्यादा आगे बढ़ते हैं, दूसरे लोगों की मदद करने में. खास तौर पे इट वाज रमजान और मुश्किल वक्त आया लोगों पे क्योंकि लॉकडाउन था. सो आई आल्सो लर्नड that human beings, there are a lot of good human beings and they love taking care of each other. I also
Very true.
learned another thing. I
Wow.
also learned one more. Okay, I learned that really rich people, billionaires, ठीक है, millionaires and billionaires, company owners, बड़े बड़े सेठ, बड़ी बड़ी मल्टीनेशनल्स कंपनियां, ठीक है, पाकिस्तान में, दुनिया में, और पॉलिटिशियन, बड़े बड़े पॉलिटिशियन, बड़े ओहदेदार, ब्यूरोक्रेट्स, मिनिस्टर्स ऑफ हेल्थ, मिनिस्टर, प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स, प्रेसिडेंट्स, फिलीपींस में, इंडिया में, पाकिस्तान में, अमेरिका में,
Across
don't
the
care
globe.
about they don't care about society, and they don't care about people. They care about two things: money and power. And they will do anything to maintain the money and the power. The billionaires will not shut their companies. The billionaires will not give the billions of dollars they make to their employees. They will cut their salaries. उनकी सैलरियां काटेंगे, उनको ले ऑफ करेंगे, ठीक है. उनको थोड़ा सा भी नुकसान होगा ना, वो अपने आप पे नहीं आने देंगे. वो कहेंगे दूसरा मेरे एम्प्लॉई जो है वो बर्दाश्त करे. बिलियनियर्स और मिलियनियर्स की मैं बात कर रहा हूं. ये जेफ बेजोस, इलॉन मस्क सबसे बड़ा इसका वो है. उसने तो अपनी फैक्ट्रियां भी नहीं बंद की. उसने, गवर्नमेंट ने कहा था कि फैक्ट्रियां बंद करे, कहता मैं नहीं बंद करूंगा. उसने तो फटा कर लिया ट्विटर पे. पाकिस्तान में, ठीक है, they're forcing people to work and not paying them extra, cutting their salaries. पूरी दुनिया में ऐसे है. The whole world's economy has been shuttered. Then let's come to politicians. There are very few politicians which care about their people. Jacinda, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, she cares about her people. Okay?
She does.
The Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, his wife got COVID-19. He went into isolation. He's still in isolation. He cares about his people. Okay? And then there are politicians like our politicians. They do not care about our society. They do not care about people. उनके पता नहीं दिमागों में क्या चल रहा है, उनको भी हो रहा है, हमारे पॉलिटिशियंस कोविड-19 हो रहा है और उनके
लेकिन कोई
एक्शंस
चक्कर ही नहीं।
जस्ट द वर्स्ट इज ट्रम्प, ओके? इसीलिए you know, it's been devastating on America. I have my family lives in New York. ठीक है, I have
हम्म।
friends in America. My family, my cousins live in New Jersey. My sisters live in Long Island, which is a suburb of New York. तो वहाँ पे जो हालात है ना वो पाकिस्तान से या पूरी दुनिया से बहुत बुरे हैं, बहुत बुरे हालात हैं वहाँ पे. As of today, 100,000 people died, and
वाओ।
their governors, their president, they don't care about their people. They, you know what they care about? They care about being elected in November. वो कहते हैं हमारा इलेक्शन ना खराब हो, लोग बेशक मर जाएं,
मर जाए कोई चक्कर ही नहीं।
हमारा इलेक्शन खराब ना हो. ठीक है? So that's what I learned. तो कैसा लगा
बिल्कुल।
आपको?
और मतलब वेरी टचिंग एक्चुअली।
The
और
poor stuff.
bitter realities, you know.
Unfortunate. That's
uh,
what I learned.
yes। और on a lighter note, इसके साथ साथ any hobby that you rediscovered, कोई बचपन की कोई हॉबी जो अब जाके दोबारा शुरू की हो?
Yes, dude. मैं बचपन में ना मेरे वालिद साहब मुझे कहते थे गोडी करो, वो टमाटर के साथ वो डंडे लगाओ. वी हैड अ गार्डन. ठीक है,
हम्म।
वो खाद डालो, घास काटो. ठीक है, एंड आई डिड ऑल दोस थिंग्स ऑल माय लाइफ. तो जब मैं बड़ा हो गया तो फिर मुझे भी आदत पड़ गई. व्हेन आई वाज अबाउट 20 इयर्स ओल्ड मैंने अपना बड़ा अच्छा एक गार्डन बनाया था. जब मैं 20 साल का था, मैंने बड़े वेजिटेबल्स लगाए थे, मैंने घास को बड़ा काम किया, बड़ी मेहनत की थी ना. तो पिछले फिर मैं पाकिस्तान आ गया. तो पाकिस्तान में आपको पता है कि माली होता है आपके साथ, तो आप कोई फिजिकल एक्टिविटी वगैरह खुद नहीं करते. तो दिस ईयर मैंने रमदान के अंदर एक गार्डन बनाया खुद, और उसमें खीरे लगाए हैं, टमाटर लगाए हैं, छोटे टमाटर लगाए हैं, धनिया
अरे क्या
लगाया है,
बात है।
पुदीना लगाया है, तरबूज लगाया है, मटर लगाए हैं,
वो
लगाया है, हाँ हाँ, जैलापेनो पेपर लगाया है. दूसरा शिमला मिर्च होती है वो लगाया है, स्ट्रॉबेरियाँ लगाई हैं, बासिल लगाया है, ऑरेगनो लगाया है, वो छोटा प्याज नहीं होता, स्प्रिंग अनियन,
हाँ
वो
हाँ।
लगा. और वो सारा अभी ना अभी मैं उसको देख रहा था. तो छोटे छोटे वो ना निकल आए, मैंने फूल भी लगाया.
ओ
तो आई स्टार्टेड गार्डनिंग अगेन. तो
वाओ।
तो मैंने कहा यार ये अच्छा है कि हमारे पास छोटा सा लॉन है. लाइक मेरा घर जो है ना वो है छोटा पतला घर नहीं होता, 7 मरले वाला, उस तरह का है. 5-7 मरले वाला छोटा सा घर है. तो उसके पीछे वो छोटा सा लॉन नहीं होता, उस तरह का छोटा सा है. तो उसमें बड़ी चीजें मैंने लगा दी.
लेकिन
या
यस।
तो, तो
व्हेन यू कम टू थिंक ऑफ इट, यस।
हाँ. तो वो खाली पड़ी थी जमीन, ऐसी ही जाया हो रही थी. मैंने कहा यार इसको कुछ
बंजर जमीन हो हरियाली की जाए।
exactly. Or I actually wanted to teach my kids gardening, but
वाओ।
वाओ शाओ कोई नहीं हुए. वो मैं भाई खुद ही लगा रहा है. वो एक बच्चा मेरे काबू में आया, उसने कुछ थोड़ी चीजें लगाई हैं मेरे साथ. उसके बाद वो ऐसा गायब हुआ है. उनको फिर अब मैं कहता हूँ कि पानी शानी दे दिया करो जाके, तो वो फिर उसको ना पानी डाल देते हैं. So but no, it was a good बड़ा मजा. I enjoyed it. It was a hobby that I used to have, and I'm doing this year. Another hobby is I used to have this hobby, बल्कि वो कभी छोड़ी नहीं, मगर आजकल ज्यादा कर रहा हूँ. घर की चीजें ठीक कर रहा हूँ मैं. छोटी
ओह ओके।
अब कल मेरे वो PS4 की चार्जिंग केबल खराब हो गई थी, वो ठीक की है. मेरी बेटी की साइकिल की जो टायर है वो टेढ़ा हो गया था. जो लोहे का
अच्छा।
जो 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 रिम होता है ना लोहे का टायर,
हाँ
वो
हाँ राइट।
तो उसका एक तरीका होता है उसको ठीक करने का. उसके वो ना स्पोक्स को ना वो टाइट करते हैं या लूज करते हैं ना, तो वो बैलेंस में आ जाता है, उसकी बैलेंसिंग करते हैं. तो वो की मैंने पिछले हफ्ते। अभी मेरी गाड़ी का बम्पर थोड़ा सा स्क्रैच हो गया, वो रिवर्स करते हुए मैंने गेट नहीं देखा, तो मैंने ना जहाँ पे ताला नहीं होता, तो वो थोड़े से ना वो खराश पड़ गया, तो आई वाज लाइक ओह क्रैप। तो गाड़ी भी मेरी थोड़ी सी नई है, थोड़ी सी अच्छी है, सो उसका ना
ज्यादा दिल पे लगी।
या दिल पे लगी है। तो वो उसकी ना किट मैंने मंगाई है टर्की से, तो वो एक स्क्रैच फिलर किट है, तो वो आजकल मैं करूंगा। तो ये मेरी हॉबी थी चीजें ठीक करना, तो आजकल चीजें ठीक कर रहा हूँ मैं,
अच्छा,
हैंडीमैन
मेरा यूपीएस खराब हुआ है।
उसको भी ठीक करे, पसंद है उसको ठीक करे।
और मेरा PS3 हीट अप हो रहा है बहुत ज्यादा।
ओके, लेट मी टेल यू आर्डन, मैंने
हाँ।
कल परसों परसों अपने बेटे के साथ अपना PS4 पूरा खोला है, ठीक है, उसकी हार्ड ड्राइव साफ की है, उसकी जालियां साफ की हैं, ठीक है, उसको वैक्यूम किया है, उसको स्प्रे किया है, और उसको जो फैन था ना, वो इतना गंदा था कि वो बहुत आवाज कर रहा था। तो उसको ना मैंने और मेरे बेटे ने उसको ना कॉटन स्वॉब्स के साथ अंदर से साफ किया। We used like 50 cotton swabs to clean it, and now it's silent like it's brand new. So
Whoa, I think I should try that.
you should try that. You need a Torx screwdriver. तो वो
Okay.
अली एक्सप्रेस से मंगा लो। मैंने अली एक्सप्रेस से मंगाए थे टॉर्क स्क्रू ड्राइवर। तो उनसे अली एक्सप्रेस जिंदाबाद। अली एक्सप्रेस से मैं अपने टूल किट्स और टूल्स जो है ना वो आजकल जमा कर रहा हूँ। Like to fix the bicycle, I could have gone to the bicycle shop. I could have paid somebody to do it, but I decided to do myself. So I bought the tool online, got it delivered. वो हफ्ते में आ गया, तो मैंने खुद किया. So it gives me a satisfaction to do things myself, you know.
Well, that's
So
very interesting. Or
take the risk, open your PS3 and fix it yourself. You'll feel in command. You'll feel like you accomplished something. Like मैंने कुछ किया भाई.
लेकिन अगर वो ना हुआ तो एवरीथिंग इज क्लोज्ड, फिर मैं क्या करूंगा?
तो फिर बाहर जाके
मतलब फिर कहीं करीब करीब के दिनों पे जाके ना रिस्क लूंगा।
नहीं है.
कि अगर ना ठीक हुई तो चलो आई कैन गो एंड गेट इट फिक्स्ड, लेकिन अभी कुछ हो गया तो बस अब।
I don't think you have anything to worry about. They're not that complicated.
Okay. I'll take that advice then. Acha, if you could, if you could start all over again, what would you do differently? यानी अगर वेस एक वॉइस ओवर आर्टिस्ट ना होते तो वेस क्या होते?
I really
Probably a
want
gardener.
no. I really wanted to work at NASA. I,
Whoa! Wow.
yeah, I really wanted to work at NASA. I really wanted to explore. I um I didn't want to go into space. I wanted to observe space. I wanted to, be part of, the big teams at NASA to develop solutions to problems, and the Hubble telescope and the Mars rovers. I have an affiliation for astronomy and science, and I love reading about it. If not that, I wanted to build aeroplanes. I used to draw aeroplanes a lot, like from World War II, and I
Hmm.
had a lot of books about World War One, World War II aviation and planes, and I would copy them, and I wanted to be an airplane designer when I was growing up, when I was young. So if I never did radio, and if I कोई अगर पढ़ लेता, मैं कुछ सही पढ़ लेता, तो शायद मैं कोई इंजीनियर होता या कोई नासा में होता, मगर मैं फिर पढ़ा नहीं, तो फिर रेडियो सही.
वैसे, how was Wes at school? Was he a naughty child?
Oh, dude, no, complete nerd.
Ah.
Uh, not naughty at all. No. Dude, at school Wes was a complete nerd. Always reading a book.
Mhm.
Always, like, I loved reading. Books was a big part of my life. Huge, just huge. Library. I was in the library all the time, drawing all the time, writing all the time. That's what I was like. When I got into college, I kind of turned into like a wannabe, I guess, bad boy
Oh,
wannabe. I tried being the bad boy. I don't know if I succeeded or not, but I fell into different crowd and stuff. But that's how I was growing up.
all right, right. Acha, let's play um, a short game. It's a segment called Dil Ki Baat, right?
Okay.
It's that game, this or that. You have to choose one.
Okay.
So, rapid fire. Number
Okay.
one, new clothes or new phone?
New phone.
Jogging or hiking?
Hiking.
Love or work?
Work.
Business or job?
Business.
What's worse, laundry or dishes?
Dishes.
All right,
You
cups
get
in the
you get
cupboard.
automatic washing machine. So I have an automatic washing machine. You just put the clothes in, it does the job for you. You
हाँ
don't need to do anything. Yeah.
गरम गरम
So
निकालो and just अच्छा
there you go. Yeah, yeah. Fire- बर्तन
cup
धोने पड़ते हैं. So
uh, you should get that dishwasher.
yes, I wish I could, but my wife would love me if I got one, but that's not happening anytime. I don't have space in my kitchen. Okay.
Right, cups in the cupboard, upside down or downside up.
Upside down, man. What are you talking about?
All
It's
right,
always
coffee or
supposed to be
tea?
upside down. चाय यार क्या हो गया?
Ooh, travel or home?
Travel for sure.
Introvert or extrovert?
Oh, introvert. All full 100% introverted, bro. I like being by myself. I hate being in public situations. I feel
Ooh.
so awkward, Like I don't know how to stand. Like I'll be like how do I stand? Like what do I do? Oh, like so introvert.
uh, okay. Um, Pizza or burger?
Pizza, of course, Italian style, dude. It's got to be
All right,
100%
then
Neapolitan,
pizza
dude.
or biryani?
Oh, pizza again, dude. Pizza wins. We're making biryani today,
Oh,
but pizza
okay.
will win anytime.
All right.
And I'm not talking about the American pizza, all right, Arden? Don't miss it. When I say pizza, please don't. It's not the big New York or Chicago. I'm talking about the real, fresh pizza from Italy, like the which is crispy, which is light, which has very little tomato sauce, just a little bit of not even shredded cheese, just like clumps of cheese with little basil on top, a little oregano.
Ooh.
ये कोई कीमा शीमा और ये bologna और ये ऊपर pineapple.
कोई
I'm not
नखरे
talking
शखरे
about
नहीं
that
है
crap.
just
I'm talking about the original pizza. So there you go. That's
right,
my
right.
explanation of
Got it. अच्छा, that sums up this segment. लेकिन अभी पिज्जा से
yeah.
मुझे एकदम क्लिक किया कि
Yeah.
I've seen your stories of I think you're pretty good at cooking as well.
I think so too. Dude, I think so too.
So what's your that particular dish at which you're very confident भाई जी ये मेरे से जितना मर्जी बनवा लो बाकी की गारंटी नहीं
Lobia.
ओह ओके
बनवा लो देख बनवा लो मेरे से मसला ही कोई नहीं
अच्छा
है अवन वाले पराठे ठीक है अवन वाले पराठे बनाते हैं pizza. I have a pizza maker. I'm really into pizza. I buy fresh ingredients. I make the dough at home. Everything. We have not bought. We have not ordered out pizza in I think दो साल हो गए.
आप पाकिस्तान
सब
वापस कब आ रहे
अब next time खाना खोलेंगे खाने देंगे लोगों को. I make American pie. I make very good blueberry pie. Make very good peach pie. I make this very good mixed berry pies. What else am I good at? I'm really good at poached eggs. उसकी machine मैंने लिया तो वो मसला कोई नहीं है. What else? I am very good at making. Oh, dude, I am a master chef at barbecue. और वो तो शुरू दिन से है, बड़े अरसे से है. We make very good tandoori, barbecue. We make very great barbecue burgers. Okay. I just learned how to make saji. Okay. जो असली
that's interesting.
होती है. हाँ, तो उसको मैंने ना पिछले महीने शुरू किया. तो पहला जो बर्ड था ना बेचारा, उसको मैंने हाई हीट पे जरा ज्यादा ही पका दिया. वो बेचारा सड़ गया. तो वो मेरी जो पहली कोशिश थी ना, वो इतनी अच्छी नहीं थी. तो फिर दूसरी कोशिश में ना आई ट्राइड समथिंग एल्स एंड नाउ तो 4 कोशिशों के बाद बल्कि ईद के दिन मैंने 2 सब्जी बनाई और अपनी बहन को दे के आया और एक अपने लिए रखी और बाकी किसी से नहीं शेयर की. कोई तस्वीर भी नहीं ली उसकी, वो इतनी अच्छी थी, तस्वीर भी नहीं ली.
नजर ना लग जाए.
Amazing. So we make very I make very good barbecue tuna and barbecue salmon on pieces of wood that I soak in. I soak the wood in water for like a day or two, और फिर उसको barbecue के ऊपर रख के, and then we put like lemon, like pieces of salmon. We put lemon and like the garnish on top, and we barbecue that. It comes out amazing. It comes out really good.
Wow.
I'm all right at making lasagna. I make.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, you do. You like lasagna?
I do. I love lasagna. अच्छा इस लॉकडाउन में I don't know how to cook, लेकिन मैंने भी कोशिश की. Now what I did was मैंने बनानी थी चिकन जलफरेजी.
Oh, that's complicated.
Yeah, and it had everything which chicken jalfrezi does not have. Now, मेरे ingredients क्या थी?
I'm proud of you that you gave it a shot. क्या ingredients थे? क्या डाला आपने?
सबसे पहले मैंने चिकन डाली.
Okay.
You know, yeah. Thank you.
Good start.
Yeah. So I marinated the chicken first with that Shan chicken jalfrezi masala. अच्छा, उसके बाद I don't like the capsicum and stuff. ठीक है, वो मुझे नहीं पसंद. तो मेरा दिल नहीं कर रहा था वो डालने का.
अमेरिका में.
I added tomato puree to it. फिर उसके बाद मुझे लग रहा था कि कुछ कमी है. अब मैंने I opened the fridge. उसमें से मुझे बारबेक्यू सॉस मिली, मैंने डाल दी. मुझे पिज्जा सॉस मिली, मैंने डाल दी. मैंने सोया सॉस और चिली सॉस डाल दी. So I added everything that I could find. बस जो कुछ नजर आया मैं डालता गया. Oregano leaves. What else? पता नहीं. बस ये कुछ चीजें मोटी-मोटी याद आ रही हैं. और उसके बाद
you should watch that guy's YouTube channel, Village Food Secrets, and learn from him. That guy's awesome, man. You should have him on your show, dude. That when it comes to cooking stuff, that guy's brilliant.
वैसे it turned out pretty good.
Okay, good.
Surprisingly, it turned out pretty good. उम्मीद नहीं थी मुझे.
I believe that not enough men cook out there. I believe that every man should give it a try, and every man at home who's watching should cook at least twice a week. All right, for your family, and feed your family, and you should learn because cooking is it's kind of therapeutic. It kind of you feel good, and especially if you succeed at something and people are like, oh, kitne maze ka aapne banaya. Man,
और बंदा खुद भी हैरान होता है. ओ हाँ.
So every man in Pakistan should feel that feeling. So help me convince all the men of Pakistan to at least cook twice a week. Yeah.
I hope my dad is watching.
I learned how
I
to
hope
cook.
he's watching.
My dad taught me how to cook.
Oh,
Yeah, and the first thing he taught me how to cook was कि आटा कैसे गूंथते हैं. So he taught me how to do that. रोटी कैसे पकाते हैं. He taught me how to do that. पराठे कैसे बनाते हैं. He taught me. He taught me how to make chane. He taught me how to make aloo. He taught me how to make gosht, chicken, everything. He taught me the basics. And to this day, man, the lessons I learned from my dad, very like they're there. So I try to teach like last year, I think December this year, 2019. I was with my nephews, and I was like, "आप लोगों को खाना शाना पकाना आता है?" They're like, "Ah, थोड़ा बहुत आता है." मैंने कहा, "चलो आओ खाना पकाते हैं." So I got my nephews in the kitchen. They're like 16, 17 years old. It's like, "आओ भाई रोटियां पकाते हैं, चलो आओ." And मैंने कहा और क्या क्या बनाया? कहते हैं मैंने ये बनाया, मैंने वो बनाया. So I got them. So they were already interested in cooking and stuff. So ये मेरा मिशन है कि हर मर्द को ना जरा इस लाइन पे लगाया जाए
थोड़ा
जरा.
सा इस लाइन.
क्या ख्याल है?
Very interesting. अच्छा, are you into music? Like any instrument or something?
Yeah, I used to play the French horn when I was in the high.
Ooh,
So I tried to
wow.
how to play the harmonium. I tried to learn some classical singing while I was young. So yeah, I'm into music.
Classical singing. Yeah. तो हमें कुछ अभी सुनने को मिल रहा
No way, man. That was not part.
है?
That is not gonna. I wish I could, make a fool of myself, on the internet, but I do that every single day on my radio show. So that is enough. The stupid things I do on my show are enough for the day.
वैसे स्पीकिंग ऑफ दैट,
Yeah.
अच्छा मुझे वैसे नहीं, यार मुझे वैसे उर्दू वाला वर्ड वैसे बोलते हुए अभी ना थोड़ा सा अजीब लग रहा है. वो ऐसे लग रहा है आई एम प्रोनाउंसिंग योर नेम थोड़े स्लैंग में.
From
नॉट.
college, my nickname was from college was "Oye, वैसे इधर आ." You know.
वो तो वैसे हो. I'll try to, अच्छा, खैर speaking of your show,
Yeah.
Rush Hour with Wes Malik.
Yeah.
So during your shows, listeners are transitioning from the end of the day of work uh, to their cars to their homes.
Yeah.
So how do you make sure that FM 89 or Wes Malik is that all around companion?
Shit, that's a hard question to answer, dude. That is a really tough question, bro. I have to think about that.
Sorry.
I never thought about that. That's a deep question, and
Just a
I don't.
random thought.
I have no answer to that question. I don't know.
Oh,
I make sure that people transition from, the office. I just try to make sure that I have a good time, and so if anyone's listening to me, we'll have a good time. Everything's light. Everything's off the cuff. It's all ridiculous. It's non-serious. It's jokes. I'm a sit-down comedian. I spend a good part of my day writing comedy, and I write lame jokes. I write that because I'm not a good writer. So I write the lamest jokes, and all of my links are puns and jokes. Some people get them, some people don't get them, and I just try my best. So I just try to
yeah.
good time myself. I try to have a good time myself. If I'm having a good time, so hopefully somebody else will be having a good time. And I try to stop talking about very morbid things or like things because I think we have enough of the news and social media bombarding us with like all the bad stuff that happens. यार कितनी बुरी चीजें होती हैं रोजाना. I mean, just try to stay away from that because your mind is preoccupied with so many other things, right? अभी इंसान की जिंदगी में क्या क्या नहीं गुजर रहा होता कि यार मैंने ये भी करना है, मैंने वो भी करना है, वो फलाने से मिलना है, फलां काम करना है, वो बॉस के लिए ये
और ऊपर से न्यूज आ जाती है।
कोई न्यूज आ जाती है और ऊपर से मैं कोई और फिक्रमंद चीजें बताना शुरू कर दूं तो लोग कहेंगे ये इसको क्या होगा भाई. So I just try to keep it like as idiotic as possible, as dumbed down as possible, as simple as possible.
I honestly love your energy and your humor and the way you keep your audience engaged. बड़ा मजा आता है सुनने का।
Yeah, the most of the humor is self-deprecating because some people, mind if you make fun of a certain social segment or something. So half the jokes are just about myself and my family. So so that no one gets offended. But people, what are you gonna do?
So,
Comedy, right?
what's your favorite way to unwind after a hard day?
Oh, dude. Unwinding after a hard day. I love watching cartoons.
Ooh,
Yeah, I love
Tom and
watching.
Jerry. Or
So, like for example, आज रात को मेरे schedule में I'm gonna watch American Dad. Then I'm gonna watch a TV show. I'm gonna watch What We Do in the Shadows. ये मैंने schedule में रखा है. ये आपके interview के बाद ये मैं करूँगा. So I'm gonna
okay.
because I had a full day. I did a couple of voiceovers today. Did radio show. Work with you. So when I get tired, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna have a bowl of mixed nuts, dry fruit. I love that. There's always a packet of dry fruit around in my house. वो बहुत ज़रूरी है. या मुझे मूंगफली बहुत पसंद है. So उसके
Okay.
ये निकाल दो.
Very very addictive.
है ना?
मतलब एक दफा बंदा शुरू हो जाए ना बस फिर वो मूंगफली खत्म हो जाती है. You're not going to stop.
Right? Right? That's what I'm talking about, dude. So I love so then I'll maybe play a game or something, and that's how I unwind. I watch comedy. I watch cartoons. I watch stand-up comedy a lot.
All right,
Yeah.
right. अच्छा, टाइम का बिल्कुल भी नहीं पता चला. We're moving
Over
to
time.
uh, so we're moving towards the end of our program, and
Okay.
that one last food for thought for everyone who's watching और जो इसके बाद भी सुनेंगे देखेंगे. एक चीज जो मेरे से शुरू में मिस हो गई और वो थी कि how to prepare yourself before doing a show. That show prep और एक थोड़ी सी इसके ऊपर एक highlight this a bit and one last message for everyone out there.
Prepping yourself for a show is a continuous process. It doesn't happen before the show, but it happens way before the show. Sometimes it could happen a week before, several days before, or even one day before that you prep for a show. I wrote a joke and I wrote a sequence of events while I was away on vacation. And when I came back and I delivered that, some of it was good, some of it was bad, but you continuously and constantly prepare for your show. So you're always thinking, okay, how am I going to say this? How am I going to make it succinct? How am I going to deliver the punchline? How am I going to segue from one topic to the other? That's very important, right? I always get nervous before my show. So I'm like, all right, breathe deep, bro. All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go on there. Something's gonna happen. Either you're gonna, hit it off, everyone's gonna be happy, or you're gonna bomb. So one of the two is gonna happen, dude. Just do it. So it's like taking a cold shower. I always relate going on air and going on radio is like taking a cold shower. You walk right in. That's the only way. Or like jumping into a swimming pool. You don't go, oh, पहले अपना पैर डाला और फिर टांग डाली और फिर पानी ऐसे ऐसे किया और फिर like, ooh, you jump right in like, kawabunga, like right into the pool, right? So that's what radio is, or television is, or whatever. You just gotta just get in there, dude. Like you did, like your show, like your opening. It's like awesome, exactly what you did. So you're a prime example of what I'm saying. ठीक है? That's the way how
Thank you.
you
Means a
prep
lot.
for your show. You just dive right in, okay? And every single link that you do, don't ramble and say, okay, you don't have to tell a story to tell your story. Just say what you want to say. Just say your story, like, oh man, did you see that? That was awesome. And just get into what you want to say, like, on radio. And my last thought is my pet peeve, and that is having a negative and pessimistic सोच. अगर आप नेगेटिव सोचते रहेंगे और आप पेसिमिज्म में खेलते रहेंगे, आपकी ज़िंदगी अच्छी नहीं होगी. आप हर हाल में अल्लाह ताला का शुक्र करें. आप हर हाल में अल्लाह ताला की ब्लेसिंग्स काउंट करें, कि अल्लाह ताला ने आपको क्या दिया है. ये कि आप वो गिने गिने कि अल्लाह ताला ने क्या नहीं दिया. अल्लाह ताला ने आपको सेहत दी है, उसका शुक्र अदा करें. फैमिली दिया है, घर दिया है, आपको पीने का साफ पानी मिल रहा है, आपको बिजली मिल रही है, आपको आपके घर पे खाना है, आप उसका शुक्र अदा करें. दूसरे लोगों को देखेंगे कि उसके पास वो गाड़ी है, या उसके पास ये नौकरी है, या वो आप मेरे से आगे निकल गया, तो फिर आपकी जिंदगी एक दौड़ में चली जाएगी. दूसरा, फ्रॉम पेसिमिस्टिक टू ऑप्टिमिस्टिक, हमेशा ऑप्टिमिस्टिक सोचें. बहुत लोग मेरे से आजकल पिछले 2 महीने में कह रहे हैं, ओ यार ये हो गया, वो हो गया. पेसिमिस्टिक सोच रखते हैं अभी के लिए और फ्यूचर के लिए. ऑप्टिमिस्टिक सोच रखें, आप देखें कि क्या अच्छा हो रहा है, एंड focus on that. And always, every single day, your point of view of the world is what you make it. You don't
Wow.
get a point of view of the world, you make your own point of view of the world. And if it's optimistic, and it's always, on a positive note, your life will be so much better, and the people around you, their lives will be so much better too. Yeah, thank you
Wow.
very much
And
for having me on.
I'd just like to add to it. Talking about optimism, और जो आपने इन पे बात कही, so you see, growth is intentional. And like, I tend to be at places where others are ahead of me. That's how you get to learn, and that's where you find proper mentors, or who could show you the path, who could tell you the difference between right and wrong. So just an add on to what you were saying,
Wonderful.
इसी के साथ.
No, thank you so much for having me on your show. You're such a great presenter. You're a musician. You do acting. You're on internet. You're on radio on FM 100, and you are the best hope that the media industry. You and the people like you who are proactive are the best hope that the radio industry and the TV industry and the media industry have. So, I wish you a lot of success in the future.
Wow, thank you very much. Means a lot. Okay, I'm actually speechless. लेकिन
I tend to have that
um,
with people.
oh, well, thank you very much, Wes. It was an honor to have you with us today. और अगर लॉकडाउन यूं ही चलता रहा तो I'll see you again across the screen.
Always.
Once you're back, the doors are open for you, and
The door
inshallah, everything will get
closed.
back to
Doesn't
normal
matter
soon.
where I am. Will always be open. Thank
So,
you very much, Ardon.
thank you very much, and till next time, Khuda Hafiz.